Struggling to get better at guitar even though you're practicing? Hey, you're not alone. And after teaching over 5,200 hours of small group classes for adult beginners, I've seen exactly why most people don't improve and how you can fix it. And it's common to struggle as an adult beginner, especially practicing, and having worked with over hundreds of students, I've seen these issues pop up from time to time and affects the majority of people. And these issues include muscle fatigue, so like you can't play through a whole song as soon as you like because your strumming hand gives out. It could be chord transitions, just changing from the G to C is very hard. Like these chord shapes are very hard on adult beginner hands, right? They're wide stretches, your frets apart, and you've got to get the right pressure down. So those are slow and causing you to stop. Even this F chord is not called an F chord for a reason. Right? It's a tricky chord to play. And why are these issues hard to solve? Because it takes time for this to develop. You haven't got the right dexterity, it's not there yet, the accuracy is not there, the muscle development is not there. Plus, these hands that you're using are not designed to play guitar. They're designed to grip, hold, and pull things, and that's what they do really well. And you've done that really well with your hands over the years. But now you got to put them into funny shapes, and it's not easy. Even the simple motion of, well, when I say simple, not so simple for you, but like this motion here of strumming is not a natural movement that we do. Yes, striking things with a hammer down, all right, grabbing things, perfect. Designed exactly for that, but like this, not so natural. And when learning guitar, it's likened to like sports as well, where there's a 90-10 rule. And what I mean by that is 90% of the time is mental and 10% physical, right? And that applies to basketball, golf, any sports. That's a common analogy. And because we're learning new skills like learning to read sheet music or a chord chart, change chords, get these hands in proper positions, I believe learning guitar is more 99% mental and 1% physical. All right, so we own this thing up here, our minds. We own that free and clear. Unfortunately, we don't use it as our number one asset. Let me back up. We do use it all the time. However, you're probably using it in the wrong way. And what I mean by that is this up here is a goal delivering mechanism. So any instruction you give it, it delivers. Okay. So if you're saying to yourself, hey, this F chord is hard, or these bar chords are hard, or I can't remember how to play a song without music in front of me, those sorts of things, hey, guess what? Your mind is delivering on that. And I don't know why guitar teachers don't talk about this more, because it is a key requirement to becoming good at this. You'll find most professional players, even though you're not wanting to be a professional player, have this mindset of they are under control, they have this, they can do it. Okay, so this up here directs what these are doing. Okay, so anytime you practice and stuff like that, if you're finding that you're struggling, you're not getting the results that you want, well, you are getting the results, right? Because you've been telling your mind what to do, right? So I'm too old, right? It delivers. It'll give you proof that that is a reality for you. These chord changes are hard. Hey, it's going to give you proof that that's a reality for you. All right, bar chords, oh, they're too tough. All right, I struggle with bar chords. Hey, again, reality. All right, so this up here is your number one asset, but you have been using it in the wrong way. So think how often you've told yourself you're too old, oh, my fingers are too fat, too small, I'm not good enough. Any of those sort of statements, hey, let me know in the comments below what you've told yourself, because I can guarantee you are using them very often. All right, so let's turn our attention now to how to solve these issues, the physical ones. Let's look at there first. So we've got our common chord shapes. Now, to get these chord shapes, what I recommend is, look, I want to say this, I hate giving exercises for the sake of exercises, because I feel that any song that you want to learn has got all the technique development that you need. You can go on and learn theory in that way as well. But sometimes, like these open chords, they need a little bit more work. Now, you can choose 2 songs from a song that you're learning, all right? So let's say it's something simple like Brown Eyed Girl, for example. The first 2 chords are G to C, all right? So you can take that song, instead of using this as a standalone exercise, to work on your chord transitions, okay? So the first step to getting these open chords is, and I've done a whole video on this before, so you can check this out in more depth. But just to give you an overview here, you take these shapes and you start off slowly by pressing down into the fretboard and lifting off, but staying in contact with the strings. All right, so you do that, say 10 times, arbitrary number, but you want to do it at least 10 times. All right, squeeze and relax. And then you start squeezing and lifting off. So you start off with 1 millimeter. Do that 10 times, go up to 2 millimeters, 5 millimeters, and so on to 1 centimeter off. And then you start working it until your hand is way off, like that. Your thumb's in contact, and you just bring in the shape in. So all fingers are coming down together, all right? Now this takes commitment. You can do this while watching TV. You're not doing anything with the strumming hand. So you can just sit there and just bring these chords in. You can put it down beside your thigh and just bring it up. Just a nice, casual, easy movement to do that. All right, so you go through all your open chords like that first. Get used to putting in the positions, because if you haven't got the positions down, guess what? That dexterity, that accuracy, that muscle memory is not going to be there to help you do the transitions. All right, and you can practice the transitions in a slight way like we just discussed. So you got your first shape, you're moving from G to C because we're using that Brown Eyed Girl example. So you got your G chord, and you've been practicing your C chord, doing the same lift on, lift, squeeze and relax, and lift offs and all those. So this time you're going to lift off, and then hover in position of that U shape before you put the chord down. Right? So you're placing all chords, all fingers coming down for the chord at the same time. You're not doing 1, 2, 3. Because if we do this 1, 2, 3, yes, and I know a lot of people promote that way, and it is effective. However, guess what? You're practicing 1, 2, 3 movements, but your outcome is what you want is coming straight down. So it doesn't really make sense to me that why practice 3 movements like that when our outcome is we want all fingers coming down together. Wouldn't it make more sense to practice all fingers coming down together from the get-go? Yes, it takes a while. It's not a 5-minute process, but why not practice it in the way, the outcome that we want, all right? So you take your G chord, for example, lift off, move into position for the C chord, hover over the strings, and then place down into position. Okay, and you can do that slowly back and forth between the 2 chords. We're just keeping it small, 2 chords, right? Move it in position, hover and press down, all right? Go back. And then once you do that, again, how long is a piece of string on this one? It's one of those examples. You're going to find that that will eventually get supple enough, the hand that is. You'll get that dexterity, you'll get the accuracy. And then when it comes time to adding a strum pattern over here, because you're not fighting to get this into position, all right, thinking, okay, where do I got to go? Because the muscle memory's just, well, what do I do, right? You'll find that you won't be stopping and starting, which you're probably experiencing now when you're strumming and changing chords. Like you'll go, and then back. Right? And it's even worse if you're like doing fingers 1, 2, 3 for the G chord. Right? It's a lot bigger movement. So you've got to practice it like that. All right, a lot more finger gymnastics going on there that we've got to take care of. All right, and this hand over here, the strumming hand, again, it's an unnatural movement to do that. So having that nice and relaxed will help you get that motion going. All right, and speaking of relaxed, again, it's probably a very advanced term, but I don't know why beginners aren't exposed to it more, is when you're sitting, try and be like in a T shape, all right? So your back's reasonably straight, your shoulders are nice and flat, and you are relaxed when you play. So having a guitar strap definitely helps, or if you want to put the guitar over on that leg, that helps kick the guitar up like that, taking the pressure off your wrist, therefore no strain. Great idea for when you want to start playing bar chords, because of the natural way the fretboard lines up with your fingers. But so what we're doing is we're working these movements, the chord changes, the strumming patterns, very relaxed and tension free. All right, so we're not gripping the life out of the guitar neck here. We're not like really forcing this down over here. Everything's just nice and relaxed and flowing. And if you practice it like that, it's only a matter of time before everything becomes faster, you're still relaxed doing it, and it just makes everything so much easier, which means you're going to have way more fun and improve quicker. All right, but if we're tensed up while we're practicing, guess what happens? We practice that, we lock in that muscle memory. So everything here needs to be squeezed and really controlled. All right, so if we practice like that, what's the outcome? We'll play like that, all right? And that's what we don't want. All right, and to help you practice better, all right, be very mindful of what you say to yourself. Remember we talked about, I'm too old. Those self-fulfilling prophecies, because of this up here, goal delivery mechanism, all right, it's going to give you what you tell it, all right? So if you find yourself saying like, oh, I'm struggling with chord changes, I can't play a bar chord, learning a song without the music in front of me there to rely on is hard, I can't do it, right? Something I learned from the great book Kenny Werner, Effortless Mastery, it's a simple word that you just tack on the end of all that. I can't change chords yet. I can't change chords yet. Right? It's a simple way to turn a negative statement into a positive phrase for you. Right? I can't change chords yet. Right? I'm struggling to get this strumming pattern. You know, turn everything. I struggle to get that. I can't do this strumming pattern. Right? Yet. Right? So having that positive change in your mind reinforces all those things that, yes, this is a process. There's going to be resistance with anything we got to learn, all right? Whether that's learning a new chord or playing without a chord chart in front of you, there's going to be resistance. But that resistance is necessary to get you to the next level, all right? To get you out of that little comfort zone that you might find yourself in, to get you improving, all right? If you want to be just a confident guitar player, having no sheet music in front of you is way more freeing than being reliant on it, because it's got to open you up. You've got to connect with everybody. All right. So if you're saying, oh, I can't remember a song, right? I can't remember without this sheet music in front of me yet. Right? Anything you say to yourself, right? Put yet on the end, and it just turns everything into a freeing thought. Right? And guess what happens when you free up this? to coincide with this, everything becomes easier with time, all right, but you have more fun and enjoy the process. So I want you to take on enjoying and embracing resistance, right? Because resistance is going to come up. Any new concept that you learn, whether it's a music theory thing, new chord, strum pattern, whatever, because you haven't done it before and it is not mastered, right, becomes a resistance for you, right? You're going to find, there's like a slight fear there, or because it feels awkward, I'm not good enough, all right? And be mindful of that resistance because it's a good thing, all right? Don't fight it, embrace it. This is how we learn. Anything you've done in life, because when you did know it, but you couldn't do it yet, and then you've gone out, practiced it, worked it, done many reps on it till it becomes second nature. It's all part of that resistance that we need to go through. So please embrace that. I can't stress that enough. Hey, before we go, if you really resonated with what I've said here today, hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. I think there's a notification for a bell thing or something like that. I'm no professional YouTuber, but like, you get the idea. All that really helps me bringing these messages to you. And if you feel like that you could use some accountability with your guitar playing, more personalized support, hey, check out my free community, Campfire Guitar Superstars. It's a fun community with just adult beginners in there, just people who want to play songs for fun around campfire, at the beach, at a party, anything that's non-professional, we have people there, and it's a great community to make new friends, get questions answered, and everything like that. And you'll also get access to a weekly call where you can jump on, ask your questions, get feedback on your playing, and also when you become a member, you get instant access to the Ultimate 4-Chord Songbook. And this is just 10 easy campfire songs for beginners to start playing. All right, it's all laid out there in broken down small bite-sized videos for you to play through. And to get access to the Campfire Guitar Superstars and the 4-Chord Songbook, hey, just follow this link here. It'll take you right there. Have a look, see if it's for you. Hope to see you in there. And if not, I hope to see you on the next one. So that's it for now. Bye for now.